More on the Road with Bernard Moore III, presented to you by More and More Sports Management. It is a beautiful day in Central Mississippi in Hines County. Now, as you can see, sporting out my 2002 swag basketball hat. I received this hat when I was working with the Lady Tigers, and they're still continuing on the winning tradition of swag basketball. So this swag basketball has not just started for the Lady Tigers of JSU. Now, why am I talking about JSU right now? Because I just want to make sure that you know the reason why I was wearing this hat. So you may see me looking around what's going on because it's trying to do multiple things at this particular moment. But again, thank you for tuning in to More on the Road with Bernard Moore III, presented to you by More and More Sports Management. Nothing but more is our slogan. That's what we like to do. Nothing but more. That's what we provide our clients as well as we're helping out with management, things along that line. So again, we got a good show lined up for you today. Gonna talk a little bit about sports as well as life and things that are going on within Central Mississippi right now. I want to start off by I know you may see some things on the screen right now as these events. I want to talk about these events that I'm doing this upcoming spring as well as summer. The introduction, the first one is the I Am Historically Senior Showcase. It is the 2022 graduating class of JPS. Seven high schools: Jim Hill, Forest Hill, Callaway, Provine, Lanier, Murrah, and Wingfield. Their graduating class is participating in a benefit game to help raise funds for JPS athletics. So definitely come on out. It will take place tentatively March the 25th, 2022 at Forest Hill High School. That is tentatively right now. So just work with me now as we definitely put those things together. Then we transition on to the ESPN Talking Sports Live Coaching Cancer Benefit Basketball game. Now, that game is going to take place June the 25th, 2022 at Hillcrest Christian School in South Jackson, Mississippi. This game will benefit the Susie G. Coleman Breast Cancer Organization as well as Butterflies by Grace Designed by Face Domestic Violence Organization. And just the proceeds, a source of entertainment to raise funds and awareness for domestic violence as well as breast cancer. Now, that game will be consisted of some former coaches, former all stars, former all Danny Dozen, former All Americans from the state of Mississippi to just come and participate in the benefit game. It's just a source, again, it's a source of entertainment to provide fun, to bring awareness to breast cancer as well as domestic violence. Is just something that I'm doing to help those two organizations so that we can come out and raise funds. So provide with the research that they're doing and providing resources for those individuals that are in need. And then close it out is the Old School Hoop Fest. Old School, the More and More Sports Management Old School Hoop Fest is a benefit basketball game where I'm bringing back former JPS student athletes, former basketball players, girls, guys, and girls from all 8 high schools: Bailey, Callaway, Forest Hill, Jim Hill, Lanier, Murrah, Provine, and Wingfield. Now, that game again is the proceeds from the game will help benefit JPS Athletics. So definitely come on and be a part of these events. It's a whole lot of them. Well, it's only 3, but it's a lot going on here taking place in the city of Jackson. Again, this is my way to bring back attention to some former players and also bring awareness and attention to some things that we're trying to cease in this community. So now, again, you listen to More on the Road with Bernard Moore III, presented to you by More and More Sports Management. Now, if you would like to be a sponsor for those events, definitely reach out to me. You can reach me via social media, or you can contact me at 601-260-3509. If you'd like to have opportunity to advertise a sponsorship on this show, you're definitely more than welcome to. So definitely hit me, give me a call on either one of those numbers as well. So now let's transition into some sports and what's going on around. Now, I know that we're talking basketball. I'm taking a look at some local metro area high school basketball. I want to revert back to an event that took place Wednesday over at Provine High School, 2400 Robinson Road. Now, I wasn't there in attendance. However, Forest Hill, Provine was hosting the Patriots of Forest Hill. And off a not fast break, a transition, a young man shot the ball and it came in and out. And here comes a player from Forest Hill, by the name of George Marshall just went up and brought it down and also brought portion of the rim down. Now, I know that there was a lot of excitement. Now, I don't know what type of power that Mr. Marshall have with Farsi, but that is some type of power to definitely break a rim. Or you can say, hey, it was just that time for it to ready to go. So that just lets you know that, hey, sometimes you got to replace some things. So, and the signs will be there to let you know that some things need to be replaced. So, Provine, Coach, I think I need to go ahead and replace those rims over at Provine as well as the backboard. But that was an outstanding move. Now, hey, kudos to Coach Curry and the Patriots, as well as Coach Moore and the Lady Patriots. I know that they're doing some outstanding things over there at Forest Hill. But now let's transition to some scores. Now I don't. There was a lot of games took place yesterday, and a lot of games that did not take place yesterday. I'm just really focusing on the metro area here in Central Mississippi. Focus on the metro area. Now, some games did take place, some games did not take place, and I have some scores for some games. So I'm gonna run through a few scores that I have. Wingfield hosted North Pike. The Falcons defeated North Pike 62-47. Merle versus the Clint Arrows. The Clint Arrows defeated the Mustangs 82-71. Raymond versus Macomb. Raymond defeated the Tigers 66-55. Now, Coach Taglock down at Raymond, he's doing a lot of outstanding things. Now they traveled up to Arkansas and to play in a tournament. I think they went 2-1, and they have a young man that I know. I know his father who played basketball together in high school down at Raymond. Raymond is making a lot of noise in that conference as well as a district. So kudos to Coach Tadlock, and hopefully, he's definitely is pursuing to get another championship. I know since he's been, I want to say he has won two, and I think 2 out of the 4 or 5 years he's been there. So he's looking trying to extend that trophy case. I then had Lanier, the defending 5A. Lanier is 4A. I think they're 4A. Defending champions Lanier defeated South Pike 67-47. Richland, the Rangers defeated lost to Newton County by 71-72. Clarksdale defeated Yazoo City 42-41. Hartfield Academy lost to Jackson Academy 63-47. Riverfield out of Louisiana, where they were defeated by the Hillcrest Christian Cougars. Because actually I was at the game. I did the live stream game on that, and Hillcrest did defeat Riverfield. That game was kind of tricky. Riverfield got close to defeating Hillcrest, but the Cougars never gave up the lead. The Riverfield pulled very close, but Hillcrest never gave up the lead, so the game was very tight. But Hillcrest did come out with the victory. And again, that's all the scores that I have that's for the metro area for the boys. Now let's transition on to the girls. Ridgeland was defeated by Can 50-49, and don't have a score for that one. And the Mustangs, they were defeated by the Clint Arrows, the Lady Arrows, 65-37. Coach Farley over with the Clint Arrows, the Clint Lady Arrows, and she's doing some outstanding things over there as well. She's definitely trying to pursue championship ball for a 6A championship ball with the ladies. I know she's won a few in Pelahatchie, but now she's over at Clint. I know she's looking to bring them a trophy also. Then travel back down to Macomb. The Raymond Lady Rangers defeated Macomb Lady Tigers 57-38. I don't have a score for Lanier South Pike girls, but I know Coach James did some outstanding things down there against South Pike. So I'm gonna give them the victory. So I don't know what the score was, but I'm gonna say that they did pull out a victory. And travel down to Richland. I don't have a score. Richland, Newton County. Now, and also Riverfield and Hillcrest. The Lady Cougars defeated Riverfield. And it was the same thing with in this game. Hillcrest never gave up the lead, but Riverfield definitely fought back and got it close. They were down double digits, and they fought back and pulled the game very close. So the Cougars never gave up the lead in either game, but the Raiders of Riverfield out of Louisiana, they fought back and pulled very close to them. But again, the Cougars never gave up the lead, but they still came out victorious as well. So the Lady Cougars as well as the Cougars defeated the Raiders and Lady Raiders of Riverfield Academy out of Louisiana yesterday. And Hartfield and Jackson Academy, they defeated Jackson Academy 46-35. And continue on, Meridian Lady Wildcats defeated the Lady Bulldogs 65-47. The coach down at Brandy, I can't recall her name now. I have her name is on the tip of my tongue, but I know she's doing some outstanding things with the Bulldogs down there as well. I know that I guess they just didn't come to play yesterday when they played against the Wildcats. And then taking more to some JPS schools, Provine was defeated by the Callaway Lady Chargers 46-60. And actually, we had Coach Sutton on last week of the show, and she was talking about what she's looking to do with the Callaway Chargers. And you can see now she just, I think she defeated Jim Hill, and she come out and defeat the Rams this weekend. And closing out for some scores for on the girls' side, Presbyterian, they were defeated by Jackson Prep 39-35. Now, as you see, I know that we have some events. We have a few games going on today around the metro area. Then looking forward to, we have the Rumble in the South that's taking place today. Actually, they're taking place today. The girls are playing today. No, Callaway is playing. Actually, Callaway is playing against the Callaway Lady Chargers playing against Hartfield. And I want to say Brandon Bulldogs, they're playing in it. It's a few more of the local teams that are playing in the Rumble in the South here at Mississippi College. So if you're in the Jackson metro area, want to take out some high school basketball, travel down to Clinton, Mississippi to take a look at the Rumble in the South. And I think the first game has already tipped off. And then transitioning to Monday. Oh, I forgot. Excuse me. I think we're going to have the MLK over at Lanier High School. The MLK tournament also is taking place at Lanier. I want to say the girls are playing today also. And transit to Monday, which is being recognized national holiday as Martin Luther King Day. No school and no work for state and federal employees. Yay! The Rumble in the South will take place again. The boys, they will play over at I think it's AWE Wood Coliseum on the campus of Mississippi College in Clinton, Mississippi, as well as the Martin Luther King Day hoop tournament. Boys will play also at Lanier. So if you want to take a look at, I think I saw some stuff on social media with the Rumble in the South, but if you learn more about who's playing over at Lanier in the MLK tournament, take a look on social media, the Lanier alumni page, or you can take a look at the Jackson Public School website and take a look at a few local schools that are playing there. So some high school basketball still going on right now. They're in district, winding down to get ready for tournament and seeding to go ahead and fight for their gold ball. Now, let's skip what we talking about. Let's go to more the NBA basketball. Now, I know that they are a sleeper. This is the midway point. It's getting almost into All-Star break. I just want to give you a breakdown of the top 10 teams for the Eastern Conference as well as the Western Conference. Leading number one. Now, I'm not one of those that bragging about what type of basketball fan I am. I'm a quiet basketball fan. I just observe and take a look at it. Commercial break. You listen to More on the Road with Bernard Moore III, presented to you by More and More Sports Management. Just talking a little sports and things right now. Back to the NBA basketball. Leading number one in the Eastern Conference. If the playoffs was to start today, the number one seed will be the Chicago Bulls with a 27-13 record. Even though they were just defeated by the Golden State Warriors on yesterday, which, like I said, I'm not going to take anything away from Golden State. They are an outstanding team. They're bringing their chemistry back. They got Klay Thompson back, and Stephen Curry is still continue to do what he do, and they're doing some things over there in San Francisco with the Golden State Warriors. But they were defeated, but the Bulls are on the road. I wish they continue to just roll on through and make some noise in the Eastern Conference. But I really believe that they are going to do that this year. So definitely be on the watch out for the Chicago Bulls. Followed behind the Bulls are the Miami Heat, which Jimmy Butler is definitely making some noise down in Miami. And I know that the Heat definitely wants to keep him in here, but Jimmy says, hey, I need some help down here in Miami. The Brooklyn Nets. Now, I know that they were going through some things with Kyrie and so I'm just drawing a blank on what these names in reference to getting vaccinated. A lot of players don't want to get vaccinated. That's their own different belief. And I don't think that the league should hold them accountable that they don't want to get vaccinated. If they don't want to get vaccinated, let's find some other way by means of things of getting them to continue to play. Make them wear a mask during the game, or make them constantly test every day. So you definitely want your star players on the court and continue to build their morale. But I don't think that you should definitely say, hey, well, you can't play because you're not fully vaccinated. find some other way to help them to find some. In my opinion, I will find some other way to get them to be able to have the ability to play instead of saying, "Well, now you cannot play because you're not vaccinated." But that's not my rules. I'm not a part of the NBA administration, but that's just my opinion. As a fan, I definitely would, or as a human being, say if you don't want to get vaccinated, and again, some people don't want to take the vaccine because of they feel that there's a possible side effect or whatever, for whatever that their reason may be. That's their reason. You can't make them do something sometimes things that they don't want to do. Am I vaccinated? Yes, I've taken the shot. I haven't taken the booster, but I did I've taken both of my vaccination shots, so I am fully vaccinated. Now I know they're gonna come up with some other shots say, hey, you gotta take this, but I am fully vaccinated as of now. But again, I wouldn't penalize these guys just because they don't want to get vaccinated. Then rounding out the Eastern Conference, the number 4 Milwaukee Bucks, defending champs, Milwaukee Bucks, followed by the Philadelphia 76ers, then the Cleveland Cavaliers at number 6, the Charlotte Hornets at 7, the Washington Wizards at number 8, and then the Toronto Raptors at 9, then the Knicks round out the top 10. Now, again, this is right now the standings before All-Star break. Like I said, it may change. It may change, but right now this is just the standings at All-Star break. So don't put all your eggs in one basket and say, hey, that the Bulls are going to win the World Final. I would love for them to do it, but as of right now, they're number one. They're playing well. They have a young team, and I like what I see with them. I haven't had the opportunity to take a look and just sit there and watch them play. But I've seen some lights and say it's a pretty good young team, and I get alerts on my phone about when they're playing. So I've just kind of just been following up with them via that way, and then continue to round out the Eastern Conference. The Boston Celtics at number 11, the Atlanta Hawks at 12, the Indiana Pacers at 13, the Pistons at 14, and finishing out the Orlando Magic at 15. Orlando are 8-35. Might need to call the Magic and see if they're going to make some coaching changes. I got a few clients I could recommend to them that I think that will do outstanding on their coaching staff. Now take a look at the Western Conference Final, and everybody is looking at the Lakers as I say to be the number one team. I hate to inform you, the Lakers are not the number one team. Laker fans, not trying to knock or whatever, but the Lakers are not the number one team right now. So, Laker fans, just sit back and enjoy the ride, and hopefully that you can get your stuff together right now. Again, the Phoenix Suns, the defending Western Conference champions, the Phoenix Suns are still rounding out. They're number one, followed by the Golden State Warriors, and the surprising team who I think is surprising. They made a big difference with Ja Morant. The Memphis Grizzlies are the number 3 team. Utah Jazz is number 4. The Jazz, I can't really say what's going on with the Jazz in my opinion. They play well sometimes throughout the regular season. Then they get to the playoff and done, and it's like, is that the same Jazz that were playing in the regular season? The Jazz have, in my again, I don't think there have been any prominence. They haven't made any. They were not making a lot of statement since Karl Malone and John Stockton were there. But now they are a good team. Like I said, they play well throughout the regular season, but then once you get to the playoffs, you're like, is that the same Jazz team? Rounding out the top 5, the Dallas Mavericks, then followed by the Denver Nuggets at 6. Then here come the Los Angeles Lakers at 7. And I was kind of looking at this as they say the LA Clippers. They don't say the Los Angeles Clippers. They list them as the LA Clippers. I said, but they are Los Angeles just like the Lakers. I said the LA Clippers. Now I don't know if you really paying attention to that sometime. The Clippers are number 8, followed by the Minnesota Timberwolves at 9, and the Sacramento Kings at 10. And then rounding out the remaining portion of the Western Conference, at 11, the Portland Trail Blazers, and who I think they definitely need to build some key puzzles, bring some more key pieces around them. Then followed by the New Orleans Pelicans. The Pelicans were looking at very a promising team with the drafting of Zion, who has not made a promising career yet at the start, but hopefully they will definitely get him together. I think he still has some things that he needs to work on. So hopefully the Pelican organization can definitely get some things together, working along with Zion. Then rounding out 13, the San Antonio Spurs. 14, the Oklahoma City Thunders. Then closing it out, 15, the Houston Rockets. Houston, we have a problem. That's an old saying that they definitely would say in reference to Houston. And they are absolutely correct. Houston, we have a problem. Houston's run out at 12 and 32. I'm not sure exactly what's going on in Houston. Houston is a good city, man, to visit, to live in. I had the opportunity to take a trip down to Houston, and it's a nice city to work in. It's busy, but it's definitely a nice city to live in. You have plenty of social entertainment with the Houston Rockets, the Houston Astros. So you got sporting events going on continuously throughout the week, and then you have the Houston Texans. So you got something going on from year round. So I think Houston is a good city to reside in. Again, but it's very busy. But it's definitely a good city to reside in. So I'm not sure exactly what's going on with their sporting team. The Houston Astros just played in a World Series. They lost to the Dodgers, if I'm not mistaken. And the Houston Texans, they're going through a lot of transition. As you see, they are interviewing for a new head coach and possibly some other positions there were. So if you have the resume or you have the ability, the Houston Texans are looking for a head coach right now. I have to take another drink. Red Bull. If Red Bull is looking, I definitely would love for y'all to be a sponsor because I drink Red Bull daily. So I definitely would love for y'all to be a part of it, because y'all can definitely just do a trade deal. You just supply me, and I definitely will give you all the plug it is. So I'm giving you a free plug right now, Red Bull. Definitely love for you to be a part. You know how to reach me. Give me a call at 601-260-3509. Definitely want to give a shout out to my guys over at ESPN Talking Sports Live, a show that I assist with producing with Rob J, Larry Nix, Beeve on the board. Tune in Tuesday from 6 to 7 p.m. on 105.9 FM The Zone, or you can log on to thezone1059.com. From Tuesday from 6 to 7, hear us talk sports, and as hear us to continue to talk about that team in Texas, which we're gonna transition into, as well as some things that are going on with that dude that plays quarterback for the team in Texas. I'm not going to sit here and give them no plug right now. Instead of talking about all the other teams that take place in the NFL, there are 31 other teams besides that team in Texas. Now let's transition over to some NFL. I know we got NFL playoffs going on today, starting today. Got two nice games that'll take place in today. Starting off at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you had the Las Vegas Raiders. Every time I think about the Raiders, I want to say Oakland Raiders. Just like how Janash, the voice that he gave when you say the Raiders, is something. It's just something about that black and gold, with the Raiders. They will travel up to Cincinnati to face the Cincinnati Bengals at 3:30 p.m. today Eastern Standard Time. My prediction of the game: take a coin, flip it up, and whoever lands on get a coin with a Bengals logo on one side, then the other side get a Raiders logo. Flip the coin, and whatever that is showed, that's who's going to win. Because that game is the Raiders fought hard to get into the playoffs. They fought, they fought, they fought. Even though they went through a lot, they fought, they fought, they fought, they fought. They won the number of games that they need to win to get into the playoff, and which it was kind of a crazy predicament the way that they got in. All they had to do was just finish the game, and they were in. But they played against the Los Angeles Chargers, and the Raiders and the Chargers could have gotten to the playoff if they would have tied. Now, and the Pittsburgh Steelers were dependent on that particular game. The Steelers saying that somebody had to win; they could not finish in a tie. So the Steelers won their game. They were excited, dancing in the locker room, saying, "Yes, we're going to the playoff." Yada yada yada. And so, and people would think, man, the Raiders and the Chargers ought to just tie so they both could be in the playoff. Just tie the game so they both could be in the playoff and have the Steelers out. So I'm watching the game. I see that the Raiders take a lead going into halftime. I said, are the Raiders going to pull this out? Didn't get it to the second half. And the Raiders, no, they're still playing very well. So they almost pulled it out. But then turned away, then I turned back, said, man, it's in overtime. My goodness. So they definitely finna end with the tie. But the Raiders could have had an opportunity to just go ahead and run the timeout. So the Raiders ran the ball, broke a good run, and they did something, caught a pass, and it was a good pass to get them in field goal range. So the Raiders, let the clock wind down to 2 seconds. Then they called timeout. They brought the kicker team out. So once they brought the kicker team out, everybody looked like, man, they gonna win this game. Then I know some Steelers were saying, make that kick. The Chargers fan was saying, miss it, and the Raiders saying, hey, just kick it. So it comes out, they kicked the ball, they kicked the field goal, and the field goal was successful, and the Raiders win the game. The Chargers feeling very mushy right now because they're not going to the playoffs. The Steelers, the Steelers, they're excited because they're going to the playoffs because the Raiders won, and the Raiders are excited they're going to the playoffs. Now, it was rumored to say that some Pittsburgh Steelers fans sent the kicker of the Las Vegas Raiders a gift because he won a game for them, so they can go to the playoff. Only in the NFL, baby. Only in the NFL we see things like that. Again, you listen to More on the Road with Bernard Moore III, presented to you by More and More Sports Management. As you can see, our slogan, nothing but more, here on my shirt. Now, they are traveling up to Ohio, the Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Burrow's second season with the sensational rookie receiver, Chase. A good duo. And as you can see, they started that duo out. Then you see a transition on down throughout the draft. Some quarterbacks getting some of their former receivers on their roster were drafted. The Philadelphia Eagles, along with the Miami Dolphins, they kind of reunited their quarterback with their college. The quarterback reunited with his college receivers, one of his top targets. So I think it panned out. As you can see, the success that the Bengals had. Jamar Chase was leading rookie in the NFL at receiving yard and receiving stats this year for a rookie. Now they take their talents to opportunity to play in the playoff. Actually, they won their division, won their conference, and now they're hosting a playoff game. Been almost 2 3 decades since they made the playoffs. I don't think it's been that long, but I know it's been a while since they made the playoffs. So now they're back in the playoff. Joe Burrow's second season, Jamar Chase first season as a Cincinnati Bengal in the NFL. So they're getting the opportunity to host the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, again, that game is kind of a toss-up. You want to say the Bengals will win because they have the mojo going into it because they're a young, exciting, up and coming team. But then you want to say the Raiders because they are an experienced team. Then plus they're playing against the Bengals. They are an experienced team. They have a lot to fight for because for one thing, this is David Carr's first year in the playoffs since he's been in the league. Number two, they have an interim coach that who I think hopefully that he has interviewed for the head coaching position and they grant him an opportunity. Then third, they just it's a lot going on. A lot has happened with the Raiders this past season. So hopefully, again, they just want to try to do something to get that dark cloud from up over their head. So hopefully that the Raiders definitely will come out and play hard because of what has been going on within that organization. So, am I picking the game? Uh, I'm gonna go with the Raiders because I'm not a full fledged Raiders fan. I support the Raiders. I like what they do because of the history of the Raiders. They have had some of my favorite players that I like to play for them, like Willie Brown, Jared Rice, Charles Woodson, Bo Jackson, Marcus Allen, Bill Romanowski. So they had some of my favorite players who played for them as well. So that's why I know I have a. If that was my AFC team, I would say the Raiders. So I'm saying I think the Raiders would definitely pull that victory out today against the Bengals, even though they're playing in Ohio where it's possibly snowing. But that's who I'm pulling for. I'm saying the Raiders will win again. Now let's go over to New York as the Patriots will travel up to Oxford, New York to play against the Buffalo Bills. The the Bills and the Patriots have played twice this year already, and they split both of them. And people still remember the last game that Matt Jones threw the ball 3 times and they still won the game. It was a low-scoring game, but they still won the game. Playing in the snow, so they don't threw the ball 3 times, and the Patriots were victorious. So now they're playing up in Buffalo. So wow, both of the teams are comfortable with the weather because they're both playing in cold cities, and I'm not sure exactly what the weather may be like in New England as well as in Buffalo right now. But I know it's one thing I wouldn't want to play in it right now. But hey, if I'm getting paid millions of dollars, I guess what, I got to suck it up and go out there and play. So I can't say really if I wouldn't play, but I definitely would. I definitely would be playing in this playoff game because hey, this is to get earn some money as well as that's I have to do my job because it's part of my job. Again, you listen to More on the Road with Bernard Moore III, presented to you by More and More Sports Management. If you're interested in being a sponsor or advertising with the show, definitely hit us up via social media or give me a call at 601-260-3509. That's the number for More and More Sports Management if you're interested in being a part of the show. Now, and the Bills and Patriot games, like I said, that's the same one. Give me a Buffalo Bill head on one side, then give me a Patriot logo on the other, flip the coin, and whatever team shows, that's I think who will win because that's definitely a toss-up game as well. But it's a lot of stuff behind that game right now. Bill Belichick is looking to say he can win playoff games. He can win games without the former great there, Tom Brady. So Belichick has a lot that he needs to prove, and also he's going into the playoff with a rookie quarterback. So he has a lot to prove right now. So Belichick's finna pull some tricks out the hat. He's finna dig deep into what he needs to do so that he can come out victorious in the game and prove to the critics that hey, he can still play, he can still coach. He's still one of the best coaches in the NFL right now. So Belichick has a lot to prove in the game. And on the other hand, with the Buffalo Bills, as they've been to the playoff a few years ago, with a sensation of Josh Allen. Josh Allen has a lot that he wants to prove, saying that he wants to be in a category with the upper echelon of quarterback, such as when you talk about the current quarterbacks right now, he wants to be mentioned with Aaron Rodgers. He wants to be mentioned with Tom Brady. He wants to be mentioned with Patrick Mahomes. So he wants to be mentioned up and up with the top quarterbacks right now. So he has a lot to prove, saying that he can take this Buffalo team that who has made it to the Super Bowl 4 times and still had yet to win one, who has won the AFC who has won the AFC Conference Championship multiple times, 4 times in a row, and has made it deep into the playoffs. So he has a lot to prove, saying that yes, the Buffalo Bills is a team that you definitely need to watch out for. For the previous some years ago, the Bills were kind of questionable because they were kind of questioning the ownership. The ownership looks like it wanted to sell. So it was a dark cloud coming over Buffalo, not a snow cloud. It was a dark cloud coming over the organization that the Bills wanted to sell. They wanted to move. So it was it was a lot. But now as you see that I feel that they have things together right now, so you can see that they're making a difference with the organization right now. So the Bills are a team that's on around. They have a good young group of guys. So Josh Allen, I think he has a good few more years to play in the league. So definitely be on the watch out for the Bills. Now again, they're going against the Patriots, Bill Belichick and the Patriots, and who Belichick has a lot that he has to prove right now that he can go deep into the playoff without the great sensation of Tom Brady. So definitely be on the lookout for the Patriots right now. It's going to be a outstanding, hard-fought game. Who I'm going to lean to more, I'm going to go with the home team. I'm going to take the Bills. So as right now, I'm going to take the Bills, and I think the Bills are going to pull that game out because their team is different, and with the leadership behind Josh Allen. So I think again, I'm supporting the Bills. I think the Bills are definitely pulling out. Now, I'm not sure if you heard of a story that Bart Scott stated on the show Get Up on ESPN about some words that he could provide to Josh Allen about staying warm. He said take some Viagra. Take Viagra to stay warm. Now, I don't know much of a lot about Viagra. I just know what the stories that I've heard of Viagra. That is very interesting. And if he said that what he stated that it helps the blood to flow, it helps the heart to pump and flow into all parts of the body. Okay, that's all he says. Okay, now I said I don't know the research, but see again, those guys work with doctors and the medical staff with their teams, and if they recommend that, yes, because of just like when I was kind of questioning, I was talking last Saturday with Coach Sutton as well as with Jimmy Smith. in reference to Pedialyte mix. I drink Pedialyte with Powerade, and it said no helps for build your electrolytes to help keep you hydrated and help flush you out. And for me, so yes, I drink Pedialyte, and which for the babies. That's when you have Pedialyte. You think about giving to the babies when they have diarrhea. So you want to give that to them so they can help their diarrhea, help their stool. So again, when I first saw it, I was kind of cross, like, wow. So that's how I was introduced. I was introduced to it. Is when I did an intern with the Dallas Cowboys back in 2001. I was introduced to the Pedialyte and well, actually Pedialyte and Gatorade. But I drink Pedialyte and Powerade. So again, Powerade, I'm giving y'all shots out in the sponsorship. So definitely, hey, let me know if y'all definitely like to be a part of the show. I'm giving y'all a shot because I drink Powerade. Who's that with Coca? No, not Coca Cola. I think it is. No, Pepsi, Coca Cola, one of them. I'm not sure. But Powerade, if you're listening, definitely, hey, hit me up. Definitely like for y'all to be a part of the show also. So again, now if that is true, I see nothing wrong with that. If you're playing in a 4 degrees game, you definitely want to try to stay warm. Besides staying in front of the heater, you definitely want to do something to help you play to the best of your ability. Now, be careful with it. Again, from the knowledge about with Viagra, for the information I'm ignorant on some things with Viagra, but the little knowledge that I know about Viagra, I said be very careful with that. But again, there was some former players that played in cold weather games a lot. I think Bart Scott, he was speaking about when he was playing in New York. You playing in New York, it's basically snowing around this time. So yes, I definitely understand the way he was coming from with it. That was just something that he word of advice that he gave to him, and he said it was not just only him; it's a few other players that did it. So he didn't call out names about who took Viagra on game day to stay warm throughout the cold weather. So hey, again, I have if that's what they do, hey, that's what they do. I'm not sure. I'm not playing sports in the morning cold weather, so I'm not going to try. All right, now let's go to Sunday's game. Sunday game kicking off. We're going to start off with the Eagles traveling down to Tampa to play against the Buccaneers. I know when people think the city is Tampa Bay, it is actually Tampa, Florida. It's not Tampa Bay, Florida. It is actually Tampa, Florida. I know you can say that I was a little ignorant with that as well because I was saying Tampa Bay, Florida. When I'm thinking about the Buccaneers, no, they're playing Tampa Bay, Florida. No, it's actually Tampa, Florida. Not sure what the bay. I think the bay came from with them being along the bay. The owners of the founders of the Buccaneers. I think that's where they came when they wanted to add the bay to it because of the location, Tampa Bay. From a story that I read in the Tony Dungy book, saying that they were had an office near the airport, and it was literally right there near the runway of the airport, and they said it was very loud sometimes. So they had to move. So I'm not sure where the airport is located. So I guess it was located on the bay when it was started off in Tampa. So there are the Buccaneers are hosting the Philadelphia Eagles tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Whew. And listening to some of the other analysts and reporters speaking about the game and thinking that the Eagles have opportunities to go on and win the game based off the weather, saying that it's mushy and it's wet. The Buccaneers are not really known for to just pound and pound and pound the ball. They do have the backs to do it with I can't think of the back. They came from Jacksonville to play at LSU. Man, I'm just drawing a blank on name. They have Jones and they have I want to say Forsett. I may have his name incorrectly, but they have the backs to pound, but they're just not a pound and pound and pound team. They're more of a throwing team, and they will run the ball just to kind of get you out of the box. I mean, to put you in the box too, so that they can throw over your head. But with it raining, again, the Buccaneers are not a running team, and the state know that the Eagles are. So it will be a hard fought game, but I'm still gonna take a look at the goal and say that he definitely will could just pull that he will pull that victory out. So I'm taking the Buccaneers on that game. They still have a young team. They're the defending Super Bowl champion, so I'm taking the Buccaneers on that game as they will definitely will come out victorious against the Eagles playing in their hometown. So they are familiar with the weather, and I know coach had took them and had them practice out in the rain, practice with wet balls to get them accustomed to the game time right now. Excuse me, I had to get something to drink. I won't be drinking on that. Now I'm gonna skip this game because I'm gonna spend some time on the midday game. Now let's take it to the night game. The Steelers are traveling down to KC, Kansas City, to play against the Chiefs at 7 p.m. 7:15 p.m. kickoff time, Eastern Standard Time. Now I know with my the host of ESPN Talking Sports Live that comes on every Tuesday on 105.9 FM Zone from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. He's a Chiefs fan. And I was teasing him all the time about teasing him this past week that people are throwing Big Ben a retirement party. It has been stated that this is Big Ben's last year, and some Chiefs fans, posted on social media, "Hey, we're gonna throw Big Ben a retirement party. This is gonna be your last game. Thank you for your work in the NFL, but this is your last game, so we're gonna throw you a retirement party." Some fans don't too much really care for that, about they're doing it. The Pittsburgh Steelers have played well on the road. Kansas City has not been playing up to par how they should have been playing. They've come out victorious, but they're not playing like how they should play. The Steelers are trying to go out with the bang right now. They fought hard to get back into the playoffs. They were counted out at the beginning, but they fought hard to get back into the playoffs. And again, this was Big Ben's last year. And reference back to when it's one of the star players last year, back when the Steelers won the Super Bowl, when it was in Detroit. They had this running back by the name of Jerome Bettis. It was his last year. The Super Bowl was in his hometown, and they came out victorious. So I don't know if they still had that same mojo in mind that, hey, we finna send one of our star players out with the bang. It's their last year. They're finna leave us. They're finna retire. They're finna hang it up. So we want to send them out with the bang. So the Steelers got a lot to really play for right now. The Chiefs have been winning, but they're not playing up to par how they should be playing. So be on the lookout. That's going to be a game to definitely want to watch. So I'm still taking the Chiefs in this game, but I know the Steelers are not just going to give it. I know that the Steelers are not just going to give that game away. So Steelers fans, kudos to you guys. Chiefs fans, you better continue to cheer your team on that they come out and play one of their best games because the Steelers have a lot to play for. They have nothing to lose. They have a lot to play for. They want to send Big Ben out on a high note, and they want to have Coach Tomlin, continue to celebrate the way he celebrated this past weekend when they made the playoff. And some people say they never seen Coach Tomlin smile the way he smiled and how excited he was to get into the playoffs, especially after the season that they had. They didn't have the best season, but they fought back and gained the opportunity to get into the playoffs. Now let's go back to the other game that's taking place tomorrow, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, in Dallas, Texas. It's not Dallas, Fort Worth, or Irving, Texas. I know it's on the outskirts or somewhere, Dallas. The San Francisco 49ers, the quest for 49ers, they're traveling to Dallas to face the Dallas Cowboys. I am a 49ers fan. I'm a 49er faithful. I was a little frustrated with the 49ers, the way that the season has turned out. But they came in and they played a little different. They fought hard to get back into the playoff. I was kind of skeptical a little bit about when they said they had to win to get in. Now, I know some of my friends that are Saints fans, they don't like to see me right now because I walk around with my 49ers face mask, my face covering on. They don't like to see me when I come around because they are upset at the 49ers because the 49ers won. And I just tell them, don't depend on the 49ers. Don't put your hope. Don't look at the 49ers as being your scapegoat to get into the playoff or your reason why you didn't make the playoff. It's not the 49ers' fault that y'all had the season that y'all had. So don't blame it on the 49ers. You all just lost some key games and some games you should have won. You should have won. Then you'd be in the playoffs too, just like the 49ers. Now, the 49ers have dealt with a lot of injuries carry over from last year, carry on from the Super Bowl run year. The Super Bowl run year, then that following year, then become a lot of injuries that took place. And so a lot of those injuries took place over to this year also. but the 49ers still fought hard to finish the way that they finished. And with the explosion of Debo Samuel and the explosion of Nance filled in for Garoppolo and the player Garoppolo, whom again I really still don't too much care about Garoppolo, but he is carrying us on. I don't think that the 49ers should have signed him for the deal. Actually, I don't think the 49ers should have went after him. That's just my opinion. I don't think they should have went after him the way that they did to pursue him and sign him for the long-term deal. But that was not my call. That was John Lynch and the front office call. I just don't think if it was my decision, I would never went after him. But anywho, he's with the 49ers now, and they're traveling to Dallas to play against the Dallas Cowboys. It's going to be a good game. I'm still going to continue to pull for my 49ers. I don't care who they're playing. I'm pulling for my 49ers. So I have faith in the 49ers that they definitely will get this victory today. And I know the Cowboys, they have a lot to play for. So again, they started off strong, and everybody, Cowboys fans, oh, they're going to the Super Bowl. They're going to win the Super Bowl. First, you got to get through the season before you can say, hey, the Cowboys are going to win the Super Bowl. Now, at the end, they start going down, and some people look like, oh man, what's going on with the Cowboys? Y'all said they were going to win the Super Bowl, but hey, they just took a different turn. I wish the Cowboys well for the remainder. Well, the season's over, so because go get your seat on the couch right now. Again, the 49ers and the Cowboys are playing tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Excuse me. Now, rounding out this first week, opening week of the playoffs, the first time they're having a Monday night football game. I kind of like what they're doing right now. They expanded the playoff and then they added this Monday night game. I wouldn't too much really care about the game selection. I wish they would have put the 49ers and Cowboy games on Monday night, but oh well. I get the Cowboys 49ers throughout the day after church. Go give me some wings and some rotel dip and make some pieces or hot dogs, whatever. And watch the game, enjoy the game. The Monday night game, the Cardinals versus the Rams. I'm still trying to figure out how did the Rams end up hosting that game because I thought that since the Rams lost, the Cardinals won the division. But again, that's not my call. I was just thinking that because the Rams did lose, but the Cardinals are traveling to Los Angeles to play against the Rams. So on the Monday night, the Cardinals and the Rams. Now with that one, now the 49ers played against the Rams and they defeated the Rams. Okay, well now look at the Rams did win. The Rams did win the division. Okay, so that's what I tried. But I thought the Cardinals were the number one team in the division. But no, they're saying that the Rams did win. They finished the season at 12-5, and the Cardinals finished at 11-6. Oh, so they did lose. They lost. That's what it was. They lost. If they would have won, they would have won. They would have won the division. So they did lose. So that's what it was. Okay, so the Cardinals are traveling to Los Angeles to play in SoFi Stadium. Nice stadium. Nice looking stadium. Nice looking stadium. So they travel to play against the Rams at SoFi Stadium. Now, again, this game is one of those that toss up, but I really believe that the Cardinals will definitely possibly pull that game out because the Rams they are a hot young team, but they just haven't been playing the way that they were expected to play this particular season. Again, they were defeated by the 49ers this past weekend, so the 49ers get that edge into the playoff. But so we're gonna finish that week out with the Cardinals versus the Rams, and again, I'm taking the Cardinals for the game. All right, my playoff choice victories: the Raiders, the Bills, the Buccaneers, the 49ers, the Chiefs, and the Cardinals. That's who I'll select. Definitely, I can definitely put that out. So I will not forget my selections. Who I think gonna win. My choice selection. Let's say go with the Raiders. If you like, I'm typing it into the chat section. So if you want to call me out on my predicaments. So, Bills. But just please excuse the silence. I'm typing. Now, it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. Again, you can definitely take a look at see what's going on with the benefit events that will be taking place the March of 2022, June 2022, and July 2022. And again, you can check the chat section and see who I said that was going to pull up victoriously. But it's going to be an interesting playoff weekend with the Packers as well as the Titans. They are at home watching the games. They're going to take the winner of the lowest seeds in each division or each conference because they were the number one seed, the Packers and the Titans. Now, I'm not going to get my Super Bowl prediction right now because the playoff is still going on. But you know who my choices are. I'm just going to give who I think. I don't think the Titans have the ability to. I don't think they have the whole team to make it to the Super Bowl right now. I'm probably going to say it possibly will be the Chiefs and the Bills from the AFC side. And I'm going to look at the Packers and the 49ers from the NFC side, potentially making the Super Bowl. So again, you listen to More on the Road with Bernard Moore III, presented to you by More and More Sports Management. Now, we talked about football, we talked about basketball, we talked about some things that are going on. Now I want to talk about this NIL name, image, and likeness that is taking place in the collegiate sports right now. You have multiple sports and collegiate. You have football, you have volleyball, you have track and field, you have cross country, you have tennis, you have basketball, girls and boys, you have baseball, softball, rowing, ski shooting, rodeo. So it's so many other sports in college sports right now. With this name, image, and likeness and recruitment, it is making a great impact on recruiting about which university the future student athlete is going to attend. Some schools like it, some coaches like it, some don't. Some say it's benefiting them in the best of their abilities that they can help recruit some student athletes. Some say it's going against what they think that recruiting can. Now, there's a lot of loopholes, in my opinion, in this NIL, as well as a lot of people are getting by, getting some top recruits coming to their particular university. Now, in reference to now, some people look at what Coach Prime is doing at Jack State. I haven't really seen too many student athletes with Jack State. I want to say it was a girl basketball player, two, three football players. I want to say it's either two or three football players from Jack State have signed NIL deals. Now, what Coach Prime is doing, I don't know what he's saying to the student athletes, but if people think that he's bribing them, saying if they can get this deal, they get this deal, I can't say if he is doing that, if he's not, but I don't believe he is because of the young men's, the student athletes. I'm saying young men anyway because you can see that in all sports they're signing some top quality athletes. And it's just that they want to be a part of a winning tradition or help build a winning tradition to continue on their education as well as they feel that they're going to be supported. Now, the community is definitely going behind the student athletes of Jackson State University and I applaud that, and that's what they need. Now, for the other institutions, they feel that no, it's not a playing field, it's not an equal playing field. You just got to definitely go out and sell your program to those student athletes. Now, and then the ones that you get, you definitely got to continue to encourage them and push them to be the best that they can be. It's not about what some analysts or some individuals that do a lot of ratings saying, "Hey, this is a 4 star, this is a 5 star, and this is a 3 star. You got a 2 star, you're a no star player." I don't think it's all about how many stars that are behind their name. And what there's sometimes reporters or bloggers or writers put out saying that this is a four-star player, that he or she that they're going to make a difference in that program. And sometimes they do make a difference, but sometimes they do not make a difference. Sometimes they get lost or they get lost in the shuffle, or they become the unforgotten jewel. So, whatever student athletes that you get on your particular team or your university or campus, I would advise a word of advice to the coaches: just continue to coach them or push them to the extreme ability where they can definitely come out and play to their best ability. Don't just look at the number of stars beside their name, because that does not mean too much of nothing. Because again, I've seen some four-star athletes, I've seen some five-star athletes that you thought they were paying out to be some outstanding athletes that they were not. And I've seen some individuals that walked on to a program and they came and made a complete difference. So it's all about the heart of the student athlete, as well as the type of instruction that they're receiving to continue to push them to do the best that they can do. So I would advise any coach or any recruiter that if don't just come just don't look at the number of stars behind those individuals' name. Look at the individual as a whole. Look at, does that individual, is the individual coachable? Is he or she, will they come out and give their best? Will they continue to work hard throughout adversity? Will they continue to play hard when there's a struggle? Will they just give up? Again, it's not about the number of stars behind the name. It's all about what the inner individual is. Are they going to beat me to the office? Are they going to beat me into the weight room? Or are they going to leave first? Or are they going to be the first to leave the weight room? Or are they going to stay there and work out and get some extra reps in? It all depends on that particular individual. That's what develops champions. Because sometimes if you get those individuals that they are 4 or 5 stars, they may not gel well with the other 3 or 4 stars that you may have. So again, it's all about definitely with the team chemistry and how they work together and how they continue to push themselves to play better. So definitely coaches continue to coach your players up, continue to push your players to be the best that they can be. Don't just look about the number of stars behind their name, or that, hey, we got the number one recruiting class in there. You can take a bunch of duds and you can make them successful. Just like the old saying, can a lamb, can one single lamb lead a group of lions? Or could a lion lead a group of lambs? Now, which one would you want to take? You want to take that lamb leading a group of lions, or you want to take that lion leading a group of lambs? And the theory behind that, we all know that the lion is a strong tiger. I mean, strong tiger is a strong cat. It's the king of the jungle. But if I'm being led by a lamb that who is meek, who is humble, who is, well, I can forget the humble, who is meek, who we deem as weak, they're teaching a dozen of lions how to be weak. But if I take this lion leading a group of lambs, that lion is going to try to build the same mojo, the same morale that he or she has within them to pass it on to those lambs. So I'd rather say I would take a lion leading the lamb instead of a lamb leading the lion, because of what they're going to put into them to teach them to how to fight hard, to how to be the strong, how to be the king of the jungle. Now, with that all being said, again, this is Bernard Moore the Third. You listen to More on the Road with Bernard Moore the Third, presented to you by More and More Sports Management. I kind of tied into my Moore moment, so I kind of forgot my Moore moment, but let's end the show with the Moore moment. Again, it's not about all about what type of team that you have in front of you. It's all about, is that leader. Does that leader have the ability to teach his or her team to be strong, teach his or her team that they're going to face adversity, to teach his or her team that they're going to face trials and tribulations, but how they handle those trials and tribulations, how do they handle those adversity? It all depends on that leader, or also depends on one that will step up and help lead the team, because the team is not is only as strong as your leader. If you have a strong leader, if you have a leader that is looking to lead you to prosper, a leader that is leading to into battle, that says we're gonna go through a battle, we're gonna face some trials and tribulations, but I still want you all to be strong and have courage to continue to fight through it. That's what makes a great team. It's all about how you're being led. If your leader is strong, your team will be strong. So I definitely advise that if you don't have a strong leader, Find your strong leader. Find your leader that is willing to fight hard along beside the individuals that's next to their left or to their right, to this in front of them or to this behind them. Lead, lead, and lead. Again, thank you for tuning in to More on the Road with Bernard Moore III, presented to you by More Sports Management. Tune in next Saturday. Don't know what location we're going to be. I forgot to give a shout out to the location where I am. My apologies. I'm at the Banner Hall on I-55 North, Jackson, Mississippi, Furnace Road, I-55 North Furnace Road, Banner Hall, the big 2-store, 3-store building with the green roof. Have a bookstore, have a hair salon, Broad Street Bakery, have a clothing store here as well. So definitely come on out and take all the different activities they have at Banner Hall here, I-55 North, Jackson, Mississippi, I-55 North Furnace Road, Jackson, Mississippi, off of Northside Drive, and not Meadowbrook. Is that Meadowbrook? I think there's Meadowbrook. Northside Drive, and no, not yeah, I think it is Meadowbrook. Northside Drive, Meadowbrook. One of these streets, definitely come on up to Banner Hall on I-55 Furnace Road North. I really appreciate the time. Thanks for listening to you guys. Thanks for listening, guys, and I will chat with you all next time. Until then, 1 + 1 = deuces.